Hey guys, I'm George and welcome to MIRA Safety. Today we're going to give you 7 places to avoid when the shit hits the fan. When society collapses, everyone is going to the grocery store. March 2020, I got to get my toilet paper. And everybody had the same idea. But here at MIRA Safety, we always tell you to prepare for that day long before that day arises. And what happened? Nationwide, almost worldwide toilet paper shortages. Think about how long you have before food is going to spoil. So everybody's running to the supermarket, it's going to snow outside, and there's that mad rush on eggs and milk because everybody's going to decide to make a healthy breakfast the next morning in a snowstorm. It never happens, but now we're talking about the worst case scenario because we can see the zombies coming down Main Street. And guess what? We're not taking the toilet paper and we're not throwing it at them. We know that's not effective.
Go for the head.
Why are we avoiding the grocery store? Because people are going to be desperate. Desperate people do desperate things. The shelves are going to be empty in a matter of hours, not days. They're a people magnet. The crowds are going to be there. And because of those crowds, tensions are going to be high. And who knows what people are going to do. All right, picture this. It's Christmas time. Black Friday super sales at the Walmart Supercenter. 65-inch TVs are 99 cents. Think about how big those crowds are going to be outside. Now, let's flip the scenario to the end of the world and the zombie apocalypse. How many people are going to be rushing that superstore thinking they need sleeping bags, supplies, shelter, water purification? You can imagine what it's going to be like on Black Friday. Well, guess what? This is Black Friday and the world is ending. So everybody's rushing to the same store, trying to get those supplies. It's supply and demand. They want those supplies and they're going to demand them. Those crowds are going to be enormous. It's a people magnet. Tensions are going to be high. This is why we always advocate, if you got your go bag, you can avoid those long lines.
Thank you very much.
Next on our list is schools. Yeah, why am I going to send my kids to school in a zombie apocalypse? I don't want to go to school on a regular Tuesday. But now the world is ending. So you might think you want to go to a hardened structure like a school for safety. But we're here to tell you that's probably going to be a substantial risk for you because everybody's going to run to the same place, bigger crowds creating a false sense of security, and the reality is we don't know how those people are going to react when the entire system breaks down. If one zombie gets in, the entire structure is compromised. Hospitals. We're going to rush to the hospital when the world is ending. And guess what? They're not going to take your insurance that day. But everybody's rushing to the hospital because it's supply rich. Everybody wants to go there, stock up on supplies, but not you, because we told you long ago that you need to have some sort of a medical kit. Everybody's going there to get their supplies. Again, target rich environment, multiple people. You might think safety, security, because it's a big hardened structure like a school. Once again, those crowds are going to bring in the unknown because we don't know how people are going to react when the shit hits the fan. A hospital is an attraction for these groups of raiders that are going to come take those supplies because they're commodities and they're going to take them by force. They're going to take everything, not just what they need. They're going to take everything and they're going to hold on to that because they know at some point in time it's going to be valuable. But not you, not our prepared viewer. You're going to prepare long before that day with your medical kit because you know that that's a necessity. Dense urban populations, avoid them at all costs. Cities work when systems work. When these systems break down, people flee. They're going to create large traffic patterns, big congestion areas where people are trying to get out. And we saw that in March, April, May of 2020 when COVID hit. People were in those densely populated areas and they got the heck out. When the emergency comes, like I experienced in July of 2025 for the potential tsunami in Hawaii, and emergencies don't care where you are. And there was a potential tsunami, and all of a sudden, we weren't tourists anymore, we were survivors. Fortunately for us, we did experience all that traffic pattern and the congestion that I spoke about. It took us hours and hours and hours to get back to my safe location. Fortunately, the tsunami ended up not being a big deal at all, and there was no loss of life. Who is it? Come on in, it's an emergency outside. Are we kidding ourselves here? You're not going to somebody else's house during an emergency. I don't want to see Uncle Jimmy when there's no emergency. I don't want to see him at Thanksgiving. We're not going to other people's houses during a crisis like this because we don't even know if they're there. Guys, what I'm talking about here is having a pre-planned meeting location to meet family members or whoever else is part of your family unit before you have to get out of Dodge. So when my kids were little, we had a pre-planned meeting point in the mall if we were there shopping, and we would say, hey, if we got separated, meet me at your favorite toy store, because we knew we could reunite there and then we could go about the rest of our day. Same concept applies here. You don't have unnecessary movement to go check on family members if they live locally or if they don't live locally. Your evacuation plan is already set without having to tell everybody where you're going to be going. You pre-planned this before, and all you have to do is execute it when you need to. At the Superdome during Hurricane Katrina, people were told to go to that location because they did not evacuate in time. That is a critical example of where the system failed. People were told to go there, and there was 15, 20, maybe even 30,000 people that overwhelmed an area that was not meant to have that many people at one time. There was partial power failure, which led to loss of air conditioning, and 20,000 people were crammed into one location, creating a very hot and unhealthy environment. There was reports of theft, assault, looting, because so many people went to the same location and there was limited resources, including lack of food and lack of water. There were sanitation issues and toilets were overflooding, leading to an unhealthy environment for anybody to reside in a situation that wasn't meant to sustain them for even more than a few hours. There was lack of health care for a vulnerable population that needed it, and many of the deaths came as a result for these people in those populations that needed certain types of health care and medication, and they were unable to get it. The Superdome is a perfect example of when shit hits the fan. Natural disasters happen all the time in the United States. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Oh my God. Lisa, are you getting this on camera? This tornado just came and erased the Hollywood sign. The Hollywood sign is gone.
We tried to keep this video light and entertaining, referencing the zombie apocalypse, but as you can see through the Superdome example, that when the shit hits the fan and the system breaks down, desperate people do desperate things. I'm George from MIRA Safety. Please like this video, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, but watch out for the zombies.